It's Hamal Patel, and I have a question from one of the guest members in our group. And the question is from Mark, and the question is there a Facebook ad format that's widely believed to work the best? For example, do standard created Facebook ads in news feeds get better results than boosted posts in news feeds? So basically, he's just asking what types of ads work the best. And I know that in my previous videos, I said I would save this kind of talk for a dedicated video, and this is the dedicated video. So let's talk about this, okay? When you are creating a campaign, you have the option to create what kind of ad you want. For the most part, if you have a brand new website, not meaning that the website is new, but you're introducing it to Facebook advertising, then Facebook has no idea what kind of customer to serve you, right? So I'm going to backtrack 1 second real quickly. When you are doing Facebook advertising, before you even create an ad, you should have created a pixel. I'll make a separate video for this, but you will come here, you will go into tools, and you'll see pixels right here, right? You will, go through the process over there, and it will give you a code that you put onto your website. What that pixel does is over time, let's say on day 1, you put that pixel on your website, and day 30, you decide to start advertising on Facebook. Within day 1 and day 30, whatever traffic you got to your website will be, you can retarget to the audience, and Facebook can also learn a little bit about that audience so that it can give you a good bit of customers, right? But here's the thing that people get mixed up on. If you put that pixel on your website, but it's only a standard pixel, then Facebook will not know if that pixel was for any sort of like lead conversion or a purchase order or anything else. It's just a pixel. It's just picking up people who came to the website. And if those people are on Facebook, you can retarget to them, right? So coming back to here, the reason I said all that was when you have options like lead generation and conversions and product catalog sales and all that stuff, when you pick that and then you already have your pixel on your website, it's not going to really benefit you so much until you start getting about 20 or 30 conversions a day, or a few hundred conversions in total. And then Facebook will see that, okay, Hemel's website was talking about, I'm just going to make it up, phone cases, and he has sold 100 phone cases, and through my algorithm I understand that his best kind of customer is a 25-year-old male college graduate. I'm just making this up, but that could be the best customer, and so Facebook will actually serve that customer to me over and over again because it's seen that those kind of people have bought in the past. So the question is, what is the best type of ad to run? Well, it depends on what your journey is. If you're just starting off with Facebook advertising, then I would always recommend traffic. And I'm not going to click on this, but you can run traffic with automated bidding. So that way you can let Facebook understand that based on maybe a $5 per day budget, which is what I recommend usually, that it will spend however much it thinks you need to spend to get you some traffic for $5 a day budget. My recommendation, this is a little bit advanced because you need to keep tabs on this and everything, is to actually do manual bidding and start off at maybe 20 or 30 cents per bid, per click, and do it on accelerated. If you are a little bit more advanced in Facebook advertising, and even you're coming from Google AdWords and you're coming into this field, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you can, those are good takeaways for you to save a lot of money and just run with it. The reason you're saving money is because you're getting more clicks because you're spending only 20, 30, 40 cents per click, as opposed to when you let Facebook kind of, figure it out for you. From my experience in spending about several $1,000s now in advertising, is that it will usually spend about $1 at least. It really depends on what you're trying to promote. And if your audience is like 1 million people or 5,000 people, my typical audience has been maybe 20 to 30,000 people, very, very local stuff. I'm spending about $1 to even $2 per click to the website, but the conversion, my goal is to make a lot more money off of them than that, so it's perfectly fine. But if again, it's all a numbers game. So if you need those cheaper clicks, set it on manual bidding on traffic, and then do accelerated so that you could win the auctions in your little ads and actually see some traffic. We're going to talk about auctions in another video, but that's a tip. When you're starting off, do traffic and just let Facebook pick how much you should spend, or do manual bidding and experiment 30-40 cents and whatnot. And the reason I'm saying that it's usually for advanced people is because, number one, when you do manual bidding, you have to really watch your traffic. So you have to be there to not only watch your traffic, but you also have to be smart enough to understand that if you're not getting traffic at 30 cents, that you need to adjust it at a little bit more, like 45 cents, 50 cents. Or if you're getting too much traffic at 50 cents, then maybe you could spend just only 40 cents and still get the same amount of traffic. And just constantly being there to adjust your campaign. The cost per click, you should know your way around it. So things like lead generation, this is when you're trying to get leads only through Facebook. So this is something you can do right away. Conversion is what I'm talking about, that you kind of need to have some sales and whatnot before you can do anything. And let me explain a little bit further, because you can have conversions. You can see some of the ones that I set up right here, where people are just leads, or you can add them to the cart. If they added some product to your wish list, if you had an e-commerce store, which maybe you might not have, if they initiated a checkout, if they'd searched something on your website, if they purchased something on your website, but initiate checkout and purchase, they're two different things. Let me actually go into that real quickly, and this might be very helpful. When people initiate checkout, they might actually put the product in the cart and then not check out. They might just leave. It's called cart abandoning. There must be some other term for it, better term, but those are the people that are actually interested in buying, because they actually put the product in the cart and they just never checked out. So you need to run an ad for them again that, hey, come back and buy this. The people who purchase are perfect because they already bought from you one time. You could sell them something else again. A lead, again, is just somebody who filled out a form, a contact form for their information, and you can take them to the next step. But you can use conversions again, as opposed to using traffic. But it's very one of those gray area things that, what should I do? I've heard people say conversions, traffic. My tip: try traffic first, and then once you start getting a good bit of traffic to your website and you have that pixel set up, then you can come here and you can tell Facebook that I'm optimizing this campaign for a lead conversion or for a purchase conversion or whatever the case is. In the beginning, even though you have a website, and if your pixel's not set up, and instead of waiting for day 30 to do the advertising, you want to do it right away, just spend money on traffic and try to do the manual bidding to see if it works out best for you, okay? So complete registration. There's a lot of other things that you could do, and I've experimented with. You can even define a new custom conversion. But that's the way it goes with the advertising. The boosting of the post, I've done plenty. You can kind of see them right here. This is just one of my many campaigns that I do. This is for personal website. You can see right here that I've spent as much as $50 or $1.59 for post engagement. I've paid for likes. One thing to note is that when you boost an ad, and this is again for my personal website, when you boost an ad, you can't get so defined as to what the person you're targeting is. And let me actually go into show you what I mean by that. So let me create a campaign. So when you create a campaign, which is the best thing to do, and you come down here into your targeting, I can target, I'm just gonna make it up, somebody who wants to lose weight, right? And you have, let me move this over, you have 620,000 people. Let me narrow this, and let me just say, the people who want to lose weight are also big fans of Dr. Oz, right? So went from 620 to 2,300 people. I know that right there because I've done a little bit of research on that for older audience. But this is something you cannot do with boosting posts. So I spent a good bit of money on boosting posts, and you get your likes and you get people who are somewhat intrigued about what it is that you're offering. But that's maybe 1% of the people. If you do it miraculously, like different somehow, and you get a lot of people who are engaged and truly engaged with what you're offering constantly, then you need to message me and tell me what you're doing. Because what happens with just boosting a picture that you have or a post that you put in your page or for your company is that people will like the picture. Like if you put a really awesome, let's say you're a custom web design company and you put up a brand new design that you did and you got like 500 likes by boosting that post, right? You got 500 likes. Those people just like what it is that they saw. They might have been scrolling down their news feed and they saw what you had right there, a boosted post, and they liked it. They're never going to really engage with your content or what you have to provide. So you really want to use boosting in a strategic way. The reason that I wanted to boost the post is to see if people would actually first engage with what I had to do, what I had to provide, which was mostly no. And number two was a numbers game. When you start off a brand new business or do something, it's not so sexy to see that you have like 0 likes and whatnot. So if you do want to use it as part of your strategy for a very low cost to boost your posts and your pictures and whatnot, just so it looks like you're getting a lot of engagement, which again, it's fake engagement for the most part. You can do it that way. It's very inexpensive. I've spent like $1 a day, and in $5, I've gotten like 50 likes and whatnot to a specific post or picture. When it comes to liking your actual page, it costs a little bit more. But I didn't want to go into that much detail, but I hope that does help, because boosting your post and your page, you can't boost a page. Boosting your post that you have in your page is very, very inexpensive, very cheap. 2 cents is something that I paid, I think, but it's not as high quality. So my goal is always to do an ad, because I can narrow further, and I can also exclude people. So for example, extreme weight loss, Dr. Oz, and I can exclude people who love candy. I'm just making that up again. But you can see now it went from 2,300 people to less than 1,000, because people who want, if I have a weight loss program and I wanted to target people to promote to, they want to lose weight, they love Dr. Oz, and even though they might like candy, they're not loving candy on their Facebook page and all that stuff, and they're not searching for it. So these are the people that I want to target to. With boosting, you cannot do this. You can just pick one. You can pick a bunch of people that you want to target, but you cannot go down and narrow it further or even exclude things. And that's just the way it is. So I hope this video was helpful, Mark, and hit me back if you have any more questions, and I'll talk to you soon in another questions video.